Well, hello there, and welcome to the Trending Now podcast for a Friday, April the 14th, 2023. What a beautiful week, beautiful time to get outside, which is not what we're doing. We're putting together this show for you, just like we're putting together Trending Now for you, which you, of course, can catch every Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. and 11:30 right here on CHCH. Lots to get to, a busy week. We'll get to another mass shooting in the U.S., Donald Trump in court once again. Well, not quite in court, but facing the New York State Attorney General's office, and lots to get to as well when Kelly Patello joins us later on in the show. But it has been a bit of a crazy week, a little bit of a hectic week for us as our fearless leader, Laura Sabin, a little under the weather. So everybody pulling double duty, including my first guest today, Manisa Danabalan. And Manisa, happy Tamil New Year.
Thank you so much, Louis.
I almost tried to learn how to pronounce it. Putandu Vastukal?
No.
Okay.
It's Putandu Valtukal.
Okay, never mind.
So the ZH is like an L.
A for effort, though, right?
A for
How
effort.
was I supposed to know that?
Isn't it E for effort?
E for effort? No, you get an A, like an A as in a letter grade.
I always thought it was E.
No, you did not.
I really did.
No, you did not. You thought it was E for
because
effort?
effort is spelled with E, and then it's also E for excellence.
No.
On a report card.
It's okay. Somebody in the control room can tell me if I'm wrong, but what? Okay, so
It's
apparently
E for
in the new curriculum, it's E for effort. Okay,
See?
and now I'm
It's
being
E
told
for
I'm super
excellence.
old. Okay, wow. I thought it was A for effort. A the letter grade. Do they
Go
not
back
give
to school, Louis.
Do they not give letter grades anymore? Is it just E for excellence or something
No,
else?
they do that. When I was in school, they still did ABC, but then when you hit high school, they start giving you percentages.
Okay. A for excellence. Okay, A for effort. And okay, wow.
I mean,
I'm
get an
shook. The control
you get an
room's
E for
laughing at us.
effort or
Okay,
A for
yeah, I
effort
guess.
for trying.
No, I get it. Whatever. I get an S, I guess, or a U, unsatisfactory. Wow. Okay, my mind is blown. I've been saying A for effort, but it's okay. I'm old. I'm being told I'm old, so that's where we're going for that. All right, it has been a busy week for you, as mentioned. Crazy, hectic week here on the show, but you managed to put together a lot of great stories. Let's start with one today, as the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff, Katie Telford, was testifying about foreign interference in elections. They weren't expecting her to say much, did she?
Well, they did expect to. They wanted a lot of answers from her, but she didn't.
A lot of answers.
She didn't. She couldn't say anything. She was like, "There's a lot of things." Just like in the previous, some people have testified. They can't say a lot of stuff just because it's sensitive matter.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I was talking to Alistair Edgar, he was saying how that's what he expected because she's not going to be able to say a lot, or maybe she won't. You know.
She said, I can't provide information of what I have been briefed on in a public setting. That makes sense. I mean, a lot of this, we're talking about interference, election interference. New Democrats are continuing to push for a public inquiry. I talked to Jagmeet Singh this week, actually, and he's still pushing for that. You know, talk to him about this Katie Telford stuff. We'll play that clip for you, actually, in just a little bit. But what are we expecting? Like, what are we expecting to come out of this? What's Alistair Edgar expecting to come out of it? Like, what happens now?
I mean, I think everybody is now waiting for David Johnston, right? Because what he says in the next month or so is what's going to actually determine whether there's going to be a different kind of review process or if it's going to be a public inquiry. So I guess everybody's just kind of anticipating what he's going to say. And even like she was kind of referring back to that too. She was like, well, wait, like she's like, we'll hear from what he has to say and then we'll kind of go from there.
I mean, it's like obviously the story's not going away. Conservatives are frustrated. New Democrats are frustrated. But, I mean, what can she say? Conservatives pressed her to confirm specific allegations, which include the MP that's in the Global Report. So, I mean, this story's not going away. Liberal government, meanwhile, saying it will continue to follow the guidelines and follow the guidance of whatever David Johnston's special rapporteur.
Yes, I just learned that from Kelly right now.
Right before you came on, like, wait, is it rapporteur? Okay, you had something else. Yesterday's story. There's DeMar DeRozan. And then there's his daughter, which probably deserves some sort of award. Tell us about this one.
Have you seen all the memes and the posts? Like,
Yeah.
all
Like
the
MVP of the game was this 11-year-old girl, 9-year-old girl. How old?
Yes,
Yeah.
this 9-year-old girl, DeAndre DeRozan, the way she screeched, like I don't even know if you could call it a scream. It was a screech, like
It was a
every
screech.
single time. And I was watching the game. I actually for once was watching the game. And basically I saw Siakam try.
Yeah.
And then I didn't hear the scream. It didn't even register to me at all until the next day. Everyone's putting it on, and then now I can't stop hearing it.
So if you don't know the story, the Raptors were playing the Chicago Bulls on Wednesday. It was a game to continue on in the playoffs. The Bulls are playing the Heat tonight. They've moved on because the Raptors lost, but the Raptors went 18 of 36 from the free throw line, which is a spot, like literally it's called free throw line because they're free points. You get to just stand there and shoot. And every single time the Raptors went to go shoot, and they had a camera on her, and it was right at the point of release that she unleashed this screech of a scream. And so after the game, DeMar DeRozan was asked about it, like, oh, is she going to Miami with you? She said, no, she's got school. But then United Airlines offered to fly her there, which I have an issue with. Like, DeMar DeRozan's making $30 million this year. I'm pretty sure if he wanted his daughter at the game, she could go.
I mean, taking like the impact though. They missed the most free throws that they ever have in a single game in this season.
Yeah.
Right? So I mean, coincidence? Like,
oh, definitely not.
Right?
I mean, definitely not. She was the MVP. What else did you have this week? Monday, you were talking. No, Monday we were talking because you had something you wanted to ask me.
Yes.
On my show. Like,
so
we're very excited about this.
told me that you are not working tomorrow.
I am not working tomorrow.
For the first time, I can actually ask you this question.
Since we've been doing the show, yeah.
What are your plans for the weekend?
So I am going to the Blue Jays game tomorrow with some buddies from high school. And I'm very excited. Yeah. So it's a couple of the buddies aren't in high school. Sorry, let me clarify.
Okay.
They're friends from. I know, like, I don't want you to think that I'm hanging out with high schoolers because that's not the case. They're friends I have had since high school. Let me just clarify that. Right now. We're going to the Blue Jays game. I didn't get to go to many games last year. This year, I'm trying to make an effort to get to more. But as you mentioned, I for now work weekends. That might change. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, right.
Right? Who knows? You never know.
Anything could change.
I don't know.
But what jersey are you going to be wearing? Like,
so I'm wearing a old school. I'll actually show you because I have it. It is an old school jersey. It is a Carlos Delgado jersey.
Wow.
So again, I think the control room is going to be telling me how old I am here. But it's Carlos Delgado jersey, and it's a funny story on how I got the jersey. Like, I had a rich uncle growing up.
Aww.
I don't know if that deserved an aw, but so I had a rich uncle who didn't have kids like when I was a kid. So like he didn't like he was just rich. So he would take me to things like he bought me like a pair of skates and like he'd bring me to Blue Jays games.
See,
so
that's
one
why
time
I said because I knew that's where it was going.
So one time we went on like a Saturday and like on then it was Saturday. I think it's Sundays now, but they have like kids days where you get to run the bases after the game. So my uncle, it's like, okay, yeah, like we'll do it. The game ended. The line was way too long. And he's like, well, what if I just bought you a jersey instead? And so him being the rich uncle didn't want to wait in line because when you're rich, you don't wait for things. You just get them. So shout out to Uncle Mike. He bought me this jersey. It's a little tight. But I think I'm gonna try it. I think I'm gonna go for it. What are you doing this weekend?
Me, I actually am going to take my mom to the dentist.
Okay, that is the complete opposite of like what I'm like. I'm not like I don't know. Maybe it's fun. Maybe it's fun for you.
Well, we kind of make a day of it because our dentist is in Scarborough. So anytime we go to Scarborough, we try to do all our stuff there because there's a lot of Tamil stores.
Yeah.
My sister's wedding is coming up.
Oh.
So we're trying to get some stuff done.
Yeah.
There, so
so it is a big day.
Yeah, it is a big day, and then we're gonna probably grab a lot of food, and then just
And how are you celebrating Tamil New Year?
Oh my gosh, I am spending time with my dad. took the day off from work, so I'm going to go home and spend some time with him.
Well, that should be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, I know it's been a busy week. Great job on the Katie Telford stuff. I know it's a lot of politic talk, and I know it's, you got DR DeRozan yesterday, and now you get some politics today. That's usually how the show works.
I know, we
go
from like two different extremes, right?
That's what we do. That's what we do here at Trending Now. Need to stand a ball and have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Enjoy your Jays game.
Oh, thank you. All right. It's Manise Danaballin, and as we continue to look at some of the top stories that made the headlines this week, let's go back to Monday. And again, another day in the U.S., it feels, and another mass shooting, this time in Louisville, Kentucky, where 25-year-old went to his place of employment, which happened to be a bank, and targeted some former coworkers. Reportedly had been told that he was going to be fired, but again, four people left dead between the ages of 40 and 64 in Louisville, Kentucky this week. And I have yet to hear all the drastic changes that are coming to gun laws in the States because of this, but I'm sure this will not be the last mass shooting we talk about here on the show, because it is still happening somehow in the country that has more guns than people, that being the U.S. The other big story that won't go away in the United States is former President Donald Trump, where this week he made his way downtown New York for he was questioned in a $250 million civil fraud lawsuit against him, taken by the Attorney General, Tish James. Now, he was deposed, and last time he was deposed, he used the Constitution's Fifth Amendment, which is used as his right against self-incrimination. He used it more than 400 times. 400 times he invoked his Fifth Amendment right, and it is a right in the U.S., so he can say that. Trial in the case scheduled to be on October 2nd, but Tuesday's deposition could be used to try and discredit any testimony Trump may give at trial or be offered as testimony if he is unavailable to appear. Legal experts have said that the Attorney General is also entitled to a deposition after the filing of a lawsuit. Trump took to his favorite place to post, that being Truth Social, and he said, "I will finally be able to show what a great, profitable, and valuable company I built." And then after he attacked the Attorney General and what he called her persecution, as well as the judge in the case and the district attorney who brought the separate criminal charges, Trump surrendered on April 4th. That was an arraignment over allegations that he orchestrated a hush money payment to a porn star before the 2016 election in exchange for her silence over an alleged sexual encounter. Of course, Trump pleaded not guilty to that charge, and he has said that the sexual encounter did not take place. Of course, Trump is facing a slew of other investigations stemming from his handling of government documents after leaving the White House, including alleged attempts to overturn his 2020 election defeat, as well as a state-level probe in Georgia into whether he unlawfully sought to reverse the 2020 election results there. In addition, a trial is set for April 25th in federal court. That's later this month in New York, over whether Trump defamed a former Elle magazine columnist by denying he raped her, and Trump is seeking to delay that trial. Before we get to our friend Kelly Patella, just back to the top story of the day, and that is the testimony of Katie Telford. She is the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff, really offering up few details to a House committee today that has been studying foreign interference in the last two elections. Telford said, quote, "In my years in this job, I have seen a huge range of intelligence from all parts of the world. Some of it has been wrong, some of it right. Some we may never know, or only with time will we learn whether or not it's true." The Conservatives pressed Telford to confirm specific allegations that appeared in recent news reports that alleged China meddled in the 2019 and 2021 federal elections. And Telford suggested that some of the reporting was inaccurate without providing details. And she said she would not act outside boundaries that have been set by the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, that's CSIS, whose director previously testified at that same committee. And as mentioned, Trudeau has appointed David Johnston as a special rapporteur to investigate allegations of foreign interference in the last 2 federal elections. His recommendations, which could involve calling for a public inquiry or some other independent review process, will be made public. And as mentioned, I had a chance to catch up with the leader of the federal NDPs. That's Jagmeet Singh. He was in town this week taking credit for the dental care program that was part of the 2023 budget. Talked to him earlier this week and asked him what he was expecting to hear from Katie Telford in today's testimony. And here is what the NDP leader Jagmeet Singh said to me earlier this week.
So we're the ones that forced that to happen. Folks will recall a couple of weeks ago, I laid down an ultimatum. I said, either the government, the government's got to stop the obstruction in committee, allow the witness to testify, or we're going to force it to happen. And we were able to get them to do that. So I think that's a first step. We still believe, even though this testimony is going to happen, even though this is going to be important, questions are going to be asked about what the Prime Minister knew, when the Prime Minister knew it, what his office did about that information. Those are important questions, but it doesn't change the fact that we ultimately need a public inquiry, because the questions that are being raised about foreign interference have the potential to make people feel less likely to vote. They'll say, what's the point of voting? There's already a lot of voter apathy. So we want people to know that voting matters. It matters because you can get things like dental care if you vote. So we want people to vote. We want them to have confidence in the electoral system. And we don't want foreign interference to be a playground for political parties to score points on each other. That is not what we want. We want this to be about defending and protecting our democracy. And that's why we're still calling for a public inquiry. While we are the ones that forced the testimony of Katie Telford to happen, we still think that's not enough. A public inquiry is the only way to really answer the questions of Canadians.
And that is Jagmeet Singh as he spoke to CHCH earlier this week. And for more on some of the big stories of the week, very pleased to be joined by the host, filling in for Nicole Martin, Kelly Patello. Kelly, it's great to see you.
Hey, Louis.
I mentioned this off the top of the show. Our fearless leader, a little under the weather this week, to put it, to put it lightly, this week's been a little hectic.
Yeah, hectic to say the least, I would say.
Hectic to say the least. We've made it. It's Friday.
We made it through. Our producer, Laura, had, like you said, under the weather. So we had to go on without her. And it's been hard, but we have somehow managed.
I love your resilience, though, today, because everybody's been coming up to you like, how's it going? Are you okay? Is everything good? But because it's been one of those weeks.
Yeah.
And you, honestly, I'm super impressed by you this week, because you've just put your head down, you've just gone to work, and to put the amount of content that we've put out this week, I'm giving you your due here, because
thank you.
You kicked butt this week.
And TGIF is all I can say.
TGIF. We'll get to your big weekend plans, which might be nothing, just trying to catch your breath. But let's talk about your story today. Now a total eclipse of the heart is stuck in my head all day. I just heard you do the segment, and literally all I can think about is that song, that Bonnie Tyler song, Total Eclipse of the Heart. But it's a total eclipse is coming 1 year from now. Yeah.
So April 8th, 2024. Put it in your calendar, because we in Southern Ontario some parts will see a total eclipse. Okay. Like St. Catharines. And other communities will see partial eclipse, but this is super rare and really, really cool.
So why just St. Catharines? I mean, I understand where the moon and the sky, where the moon and the sun and the sky are. That's a lot to get into as to why.
Yeah. But so my understanding is that that's the perfect spot, I guess, on the
North
map.
America, right?
To see the total eclipse. And there are other cities in Southern Ontario where you'll be able to see a total eclipse as well. And I guess there's a line that runs down, an imaginary line of where you'll be able to see it. Mm-hmm. So exciting news for St. Catharines.
I've seen the map, and I was just telling you this. I'm from the town of Pelham, and I like to stay in, not involved, but I like to know what's going on in my little small town. My parents still live there, so the local news outlet there, it's Pelham Today. They had a council report. Somebody literally went to council and was like, "We got to be ready for this. We got to be ready for the tourists." Town of Pelham has exactly one motel. It's called Hipwell's Motel, but it's got some campgrounds, so I don't know. It might be a popular place to be come April 2024.
The next time that this will happen is 2099.
So
What?
I think it's safe to say we'll all be long gone. So if you want to, if this is something really special to you
Yeah.
and you want to see it, you gotta pay attention and remember.
I don't think I'm making it to 102, but who knows?
Yeah.
Wait, that math's probably way off anyway. I can't. Nobody asked me to do math.
Don't ask me how old I'll be in 2099.
Unless it's in the prompter, I don't know how old. I can't do the math. I want to get something else this week, and this one I get because we've talked about this, how we put ourselves out there. We're on camera every day. There's just Ariana Grande took to social media and said, "Guys, stop effing talking about my body." She said, when you thought I looked the best, I was at my unhealthiest.
Yeah.
I was drinking. I was partying. Like, what is it about people who people who feel the need to comment on other people's bodies?
I was talking to like a pop culture expert, Megan Ray, and she said, unfortunately, she doesn't think this is going to go away anytime soon because we love to see the paparazzi photos and the magazine covers that said so-and-so gained weight or so-and-so's too skinny. And unfortunately, we live in a society where everybody's obsessed with how somebody else looks. And it's 9 times out of 10, it's probably not okay to comment on how somebody's body looks. And Ariana Grande is fed up with it. And she said it in a nicer way than you said.
Yeah, she did. She did. She was. But you talk to Megan Ray, people, it's not on celebrities to have to explain why their body looks different. But I mean, even that point, you mentioned celebrities, you mentioned gossip. Like, I've gotten comments. I'm like, you've gotten comments.
Yeah.
Like, there is something where if somebody sees you on TV, they feel the need that they need to say something. But you don't need to say anything. Like, here's a little PSA. Like, if you feel the need to talk about how somebody looks on camera, you should probably stop.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, I'm sure we've all gotten the odd email, and I can't imagine somebody of Ariana Grande's caliber. She must get inundated all the time about how she looks, and that's terrible. Like, whether you're telling her she looks great or she looks bad or you looked healthy or this, like, it's not really anybody's business to comment.
The message she says is you never know what someone is going through.
Yeah.
And that is true for somebody's what they look like, how they're acting. I mean, you really don't know. And I've talked about social media. It is it sometimes can be a very toxic place.
Yeah.
It's given people the idea that their opinion needs to be shared, and sometimes opinions don't need to be shared, and you can keep some things to yourself and everybody's happy.
Yeah, and it opens your eyes. I think her comments about, when people were saying I looked healthier, like you mentioned, she said that she was very unhealthy. And so just because you think somebody looks a certain way doesn't necessarily mean that's true. And you don't necessarily know what's going on in their lives to make those comments.
Yeah, and the people who are like defending, like people who are talking about it, it's kind of like, well, she's a millionaire. Well, she puts herself out there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
No.
Like, it
Yeah,
really doesn't
it really
matter. It doesn't matter
doesn't.
how much money you make. Like, words have a way of hurting people.
Yeah. But we're obsessed. Society in general
Who
is
wore it best?
obsessed.
Okay, so I was going to ask you this. I'm wearing shorts right now. Are shorts okay in the workplace?
Yeah.
Okay, are you just saying that because I'm wearing them, or because you can say no? You can say, I hate looking at your disgusting legs. Please wear pants next
here's
week.
the thing: you can wear shorts when you're not on camera, but
Okay.
I
wouldn't wear them on
you
camera?
wouldn't wear them on Trending Now.
Okay, well, that's okay. So I have to find out where the camera shot ends.
Yeah.
Chantal's probably already in my ear being, I swear, if you are wearing shorts, she is not going to let me on the show. But big plans for the weekend. It's a beautiful week.
Oh, stunning! I mean, this weather in itself, I just want to be outside all the time.
Yeah,
But
tomorrow
I
we're
actually
gonna
have a
to
wedding.
Oh, you have a wedding?
Tomorrow. But
Oh,
that's
very
it,
fun. Where is
pretty
it? Oh, no, tell us. We're not going to crash it.
Yeah.
But the professional wedding crashers are listening. You got a wedding. That should be fun.
It's in Hamilton, I'll say
Okay.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's supposed to be beautiful in Hamilton.
Love
so
it.
that should be fun. Kelly, you are a trooper. You crushed it this week. You crush it every week, but like I said, this week you deserve some extra kudos.
Thank you.
Getting some shows on the air this week, despite the challenges. Always love watching you work, especially in weeks like this. Like I said, you crushed it. Thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for making time in a very busy week, for making time for our little podcast here.
Thank you, Louie.
No problem. My thanks to Kelly Patel for joining me. My thanks to Manisa Dana Ballin as well. And my thanks to you as well for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. We're back next week on the Trending Now podcast from all of us here at CHCH. I'm Louie Butko. Hoping you have a great weekend.